Hi and welcome back to Whitetail Acres Farm. Well, winter is quickly approaching here. The daily highs and lows are getting lower, and the fields that the cattle were able to enjoy grazing on all summer long are finally starting to rest until spring. Though the cattle haven't been hollering too much at us, we can tell that they're starting to have difficulty finding grass to eat. So I think it's time that we start getting the winter pasture set up and put hay out for them. Now, one challenge that we have here is that the waterer that they normally use, the steers were roughhousing and knocked into it and broke it. So we still need to get that fixed. But in the meantime, it's continuing to leak and it's causing ice now around it. So we have to make sure we rope that area off because we do not want the cattle to slip and fall on the ice while we're still working on trying to get this fixed. Once we get this area safely roped off, we'll be able to get the hay ring put into place. But before the cattle start coming out, we need to assess the situation with this waterer so we can figure out what part is broke exactly and what we're going to need to fix it. So Ryan is lifting it up here and taking some measurements of the valves and other parts underneath so that way we can figure out what we need to purchase so we can run out and get that. And then as soon as we have a little bit of warmer weather, hopefully later in the week, we can get this fixed so it can stop being a problem and the cattle can start using it again. It is really convenient because the water is right next to their hay ring, so we definitely want them to be able to use it. All right, so got the measurements and now it's time to start putting hay out. I can't believe we're putting hay out already. It feels like it's a little too soon, but thankfully we were able to bale enough hay from our own fields this year, and we have a stockpile, so it's time to dip into it and start feeding it to the cattle. And they know that something is going on here and they're getting pretty excited. And as nosy as they are, they always have to come up and check things out. So they came running over to see what we're doing, and I think they're pretty excited that we have some hay out for them now. So the one is brave and decide to go over and investigate, and now the others one by one are going to start coming over and they're going to check it out, and look how happy they are. Nothing better to see than cattle with a face full of hay, especially hay that we were able to grow ourselves. So now we came out to the other pasture here where our new heifers are, the little calves, and this friendly one wanted to come up and greet us. She is so cute. And now we're going to get a second hay ring and get that into place for them, and they are really not sure what to expect here. Yeah, that got them going. So we got this in place and they're a little hesitant and nervous. So Ryan and Logan decide to take some handfuls of hay, bring it over to them and kind of hand feed them just to win them back over and hopefully get them to understand that there's hay over here for them that they can start eating. Of course, we can't really do much around the farm here without our barn cat, Tom, coming around. He's like the little mayor of the farm. He's always checking out what's going on, investigating, and following us around. He's so cute. And now I'm really happy to see that the heifers figured out the hay ring, and now they're diving right in. They are just so excited. Except for this one little girl over here. She's not figuring it out as quickly, but she is slowly making her way over. I think she's nibbling on some hay that the boys dropped on the ground there. So once she gets that in her belly, she'll probably start, making her way over to the hay ring and to the other heifers and start enjoying the hay herself. Now these girls are spring calves, so They have not had to experience this whole winter routine yet, nor have they experienced a winter. So it's going to be really interesting to watch them and see how they, learn and adapt and experience these colder temperatures and, how we do things on the farm during the winter. But right now, they are adapting very well, so I'm happy to see them eating. And now, one more thing on the list that we have to do here before the sun really sets on us is now that we have the cattle on hay and we're starting to restrict their access to the fields for grazing, we have to make sure that they're getting enough protein in their diet. So what we like to do is get these giant protein tubs, and then we put them out for them, usually in their pen areas. So when they come in to rest or get out of the elements, they also have some protein that they can lick on and make sure that they're getting additional protein into their diet. So we picked up 6 giant tubs of them, so that way it can get us through the winter. We have to put 2 out at a time because we have the herd separated right now. So Ryan's bringing those into the barn, and then we're going to take 1 out, bring it around to the back of the barn so we can sneak it into where the main herd is. And then once we get this one in place for them, then we have to put a second one in the pen where the new heifer calves are. These protein tubs are really great to have on hand for the winter, but they are extremely heavy. Even Ryan and I trying to both handle it together, it's a little tough. So having the skid steer here to be able to maneuver and put them in place is just fantastic. Now, with the second one put into place for the heifers, we are ready to go inside. It's been a very cold day, so we're going to warm up by the fire. But we do appreciate you being with us again. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you on the next one.